What's up, everyone? Welcome back once again to your Heroclix headquarters. Today we're going to be talking about the Wonder Woman 80th Anniversary Uncommons. If you guys missed the commons, make sure you go check that out. And we're going to be doing all these videos cut up by rarity, common, uncommon, etc. So if you guys enjoy that, please make sure you let me know about that in the comments. Any thoughts and opinions you have about that. And yeah, without any further ado, we're going to jump right into the uncommons. Alright, so starting us off for the uncommons, just like last time, we got Wonder Woman here. So yeah, it's pretty nice looking sculpt there, the classic Wonder Woman look. Nice flying pose, super epic. Again, I just love the sculpts in this set. You know, this again is basically a super rare quality sculpt to me on an uncommon figure. Pretty crazy, but we'll take a look at what she does here. She's the secret identity, so the Diana Prince we looked at in the commons, and there's actually another Diana Prince here in the uncommons we'll look at in a minute. They both are secret identities, and they turn into this Wonder Woman, as well as any other future Wonder Womans we might get in another set someday that are secret identities. We'll see. But anyway, she has this trait here that she starts with that says she can start the game with any Wonder Woman equipment equipped. The cool thing about that is, since it says she may start the game with any equipment, that means even when she's brought into the game from secret identity. So that's a really cool thing to consider when, you know, she comes back in, if the other one would be KO'd and then she comes into the game, you can equip her at that point with anything. And if she's equipped with the Lasso of Truth, when using its Incapacitate, hit characters can't use damage powers. That's really awesome. You know, you could turn off somebody's shape change for the turn. You could turn off their prob control for the turn. You could turn off their perplex or their outwit. Just a lot of things there that would be super helpful. But yeah, so I mean, for 50 points, not bad. 10 movement charge, 11 attack, 3 damage with close combat expert, meaning she's going to have a 12 attack, 4 damage from that charge, 18 with toughness, 4 range. Not bad at all. Wonder Woman team ability as well. I do really like her dial coming in here on the click number 9 for the secret identity. Again, with the 10 movement charge, 11 attack, 3 damage, close combat expert. Means she's going to be hitting pretty hard. Super senses I actually prefer over the toughness, because with the team ability, she's going to be really hard to hit. For 50 points, or, you know, 35 or 45 points or whatever for the secret identities, really solid version of Wonder Woman, and definitely a must-have for those secret identities. All right, next up for the uncommons, we have Diana Prince that I was just talking about. So yeah, this is the secret identity for that Wonder Woman we just looked at, and she has, of course, a secret identity trait there that lets you turn into her. Improved targeting for hindering terrain also is really nice. She has leadership, and when she uses it and succeeds, you may instead generate a DMA agent, either adjacent or in a square of hindering terrain within range and line of fire on click number 1. I really like that you can generate them in a hindering terrain within her range and line of fire. I think that's really cool because it doesn't have to just spawn right next to her. It can spawn next to somebody else, you know, tie up one of their characters or help out one of your characters that's in the middle of a fight or whatever. Just really cool things you could do with that. But also having police team ability and Wonder Woman team ability is really good. 9 movement with stealth, 12 attack with incapacitate, 6 range, and 17 with invulnerability, and then 3 damage to that leadership special for only 45 points. I like this one more than the other Diana Prince. I mean, that one has some charge and stuff, so she's a good close combat fighter, but I just like the stealth, the 12 attack, the invul, and the leadership that generates the agents. Police team ability to help out, the improved targeting for hindering. I feel like she does a lot for 45 points. So she is one of my favorite uncommons of the set. And the fact that even if they do, you know, hunt her down in the stealth, get through the invulnerability and everything, then she turns into this Wonder Woman with some equipment. So pretty crazy. Like her a lot for sure. Coming up next, we have Nubia here. Basically the captain version of the Amazon of Bana Migdal, or however you pronounce that. So she is a captain. Pretty much all the commons are the sidekicks and all the uncommons are the captains for the most part. She has Freed, who's a friendly sidekick. That character can use Blades, Claws, Fangs this turn. That's always nice. Really good with the Amazon Warriors for their charge. And then yeah, just some charge, some leadership, combat reflexes. You know, she's, again, I would say not super amazing. Kind of the same reason as, what was his name, General Steel from the comments. Just the fact that you can only give one character blades. It'd be nice to give them all blades. Maybe it'd be crazy having like 10 sidekicks with blades, but whatever. And then her dial is just kind of, you know, it's all right. It's not bad for the points, and she does do some things for the sidekicks. So, you know, she's not horrible. She's a kind of boring, not quite as good as the other captains, but she's all right. Moving on, next we have Steve Trevor here, the captain version of the Allied soldier. Again, should he not be holding something? I feel like, you know, he should be holding a grenade, holding a gun, holding something. I don't know. So anyway, he has the trait that says friendly sidekicks can use energy shield deflection. That's a great trait to have. Giving all of your sidekicks energy shield deflection is great. Makes them a lot harder to hit from range. Leadership, and you can instead generate an allied soldier. Again, I love that. The allied soldier is one of my favorites for the running shot and enhancement. And then he also has some enhancement later on his dial. And he starts with super senses and the Wonder Woman team ability to give him, you know, that extra +1 on the senses. Makes them pretty hard to hit. Running shot and leadership's pretty nice. You know, 60 points is not bad for this one, for just having so much dial length, and those extra few clicks of the super senses and leadership would be nice. But he's still really good for 42. Just, you know, just to have that ability for 40 points is not bad. So yeah, he's one of the better captains in my opinion. And he's Steve Trevor, so that's pretty cool. Moving it right along, we have Artemis next. Again, the captain version of the Amazon warrior. She looks really cool though. Love that red armor. But she is a pretty cool captain because she gives all of your friendly sidekicks can use probability control, but only if targeted by close attack. It's really good with all of the Amazon warriors, of course, because they all have charge and combat reflexes, so giving them that prob is really nice. And she also just has charge, blades, exploit. I wish she started with the super senses, but she does get it there on the back half. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like she'd be a lot better if she started with the super senses. But still, charge, blades, exploit is pretty good. And I do like the giving of prob control. So she's not too bad. I like her. But our next one I like a little bit more. Antiope or Antiope or Antiope, or however you pronounce her name. I don't really know, honestly. But I love the sculpt on this one. Honestly, again, this is an uncommon figure. This thing looks freaking amazing. This epic bow and the hair and the cape flying in the wind. The armor looks beautiful. I don't know. I could just look at these things all day. But I really like, she's one of my favorites. I really like this one a lot because she has friendly sidekicks can use probability control for range attacks. In my opinion, even better than Artemis's only for close attacks thing. And she actually has, you know, running shot with good stats, energy shield deflection to start with, and then she gets some sidestep, penetrating blast, and super senses. So I just feel like she's so much better than Artemis. Like, Artemis is not bad, she's all right. I feel like she's just way better. I mean, ranged figures are usually better than close figures, obviously, because they're shooting stuff from range. The only thing close figures have over range figures is like flurry and blades and stuff like that. But yeah, I just really like this one a lot. It's really good, actually, if you combo her with Artemis, of course, then you get prob from either close or range for all of your sidekicks. And you know, having an army of, you know, the different Amazons is really nice because they all have charge or running shot. So yeah, it's just really cool for like an Amazon army of sidekicks. And next up we have Gorilla Grodd. This guy's pretty cool. I do think he's a little overcosted though. For at his highest point line being 150, I feel like is too much. I'll be honest with you guys. He has a lot of keywords though. Improved movement for elevation is nice. A unique modifier if he's on a theme team. Friendly characters with the animal keyword get attack +1. I mean, that's really good on any theme team. Obviously, throwing him on an animal theme team would be probably even better, just so they all get a +1 no matter what. But he has another trait that gives him leadership and mind control. And when he uses leadership and succeeds, you may instead generate a Gorilla Knight on click number 1. Now, like I said, I do think he's a little overcosted, being 150 points. But that being said, you know, it's kind of worth it. I can kind of see why it's worth it. I mean, he does have like running shot with 11 movement, 6 range double target, in cap, mind control from his trait, leadership from his trait, outwit, mastermind. Main thing being, you're just going to want to use that leadership to keep generating those little Gorilla Knights so he keeps having mastermind fodder. That's the main thing. Now, your opponent could just come up and outwit his mastermind and smack him in the face. But aside from that, it will be really annoying to deal with, I think, if this guy just keeps generating Gorilla Knights. But I think for 75 points, just throwing him on an animal-themed team to give them all attack +1, and, you know, you still have the traded leadership, traded mind control, some outwits. He's a good secondary attacker still with the charge and everything, some invulnerability. I think he's pretty good. I like him, I think, a little bit more on the 75-point line for animals. But I could see playing this guy at 150 on some kind of team and just be sitting there generating Gorilla Knights all day long. Ooh, you know what? If you really wanted to use that strategy, I would use, that map bonus from the Fantastic Four starter set that gives you a reroll of leadership or something, or gives you +1 to your leadership. Can't remember off the top of my head, but if you guys know what I'm talking about, or look that up, it's a really good map bonus. And it would definitely make this guy that much more annoying to deal with. All right, next up is the Uncommon Prime Talifar, but I don't actually have him, so I'm just gonna slap a picture of him on screen and we'll talk about him real fast. Starting us off, he's only 40 points. He's got Wonder Woman ally team ability, 10 movement with charge, and he's got 2 targets again. I've been trying to look out for that on some of these close combat figures. It's pretty cool to see. Some invulnerability. He's a captain. He's got improved movement for elevated, all the really nice stuff. The really cool thing here, though, is a trait that says when establishing theme teams, characters on your starting force with the Gorilla City keyword gain the Amazon keyword. That's very interesting. I mean, he doesn't actually have the Amazon keyword. He just gives it to himself and all the other characters with the Gorilla City keyword. So you could add, you know, Gorilla Grodd, you could add some Gorilla Knights to an Amazon team, whatever. It's pretty interesting stuff. But he also has friendly sidekicks can use sidestep, and that's actually very, very useful. Giving all of your sidekicks sidestep would be insane. For only 40 points too, really cool, like to see that. Also has leadership that of course can generate a Gorilla Knight instead. So yeah, he's a pretty cool prime. I like the keyword cheating, always love keyword cheating there. Giving all your Gorilla Cities Amazon and giving all your sidekicks sidestep is very, very useful. And not too bad either as an attacker with charge and invuln and 10 attack, 3 damage for 40 points. A little bit of regen there at the back end too, so yeah, definitely a solid piece for sure. But moving right along, now we have Harley Quinn here wearing the Wonder Woman suit. Pretty sure this is from a comic where they switch suits, so I'm wondering if we're gonna get a Wonder Woman in the Harley Quinn suit soon in a future set. I'm surprised we didn't get one in the Harley Quinn set, but you know, maybe they're saving that for another Harley Quinn set or something. She starts off with this really cool trait that says whenever she misses all targets of an attack, she, after resolutions, give each target an action token. That's so useful. I mean, you either hit them and damage them, or you miss them and just incapacitate them, essentially, give them an action token. That's so incredibly useful. She's only 50 or 25 points. She's got the Underworld team ability there, as well as the, you know, Wonder Woman ally team ability, which is really cool. For 50 points, charge, quake, toughness, and probability control. So she makes for a good kind of secondary attacker and, you know, support figure there with the prob control. She can carry somebody around with the Underworld team ability, which is really nice. And that Wonder Woman team ability gives her some super senses on a 6 for her top dial, or for her lower dial, she's going to have super senses on a 4 to 6. with some sidestep, quake, combat, close combat expert. I really like both of her starting lines. On her top dial, you know, she's got charge, quake, prob. You almost don't want to prob yourself if you miss everybody because you're still just going to incap all of them. Or you could hit all of them if you wanted to. Try and prob it. And then it's just really nice to have prob and underworld team ability to kind of carry people and prob people and just support your team. But for only 25 points, whoops, she still makes a great attacker with sidestep, close combat expert. You know, she's still got the quake thing where you could potentially incap their whole team if you miss them. And then the super senses with the Wonder Woman team ability makes her really hard to hit. Be really annoying for 25 points, honestly. So I really like both point lines on this Harley Quinn. And yeah, she's really great. Coming up next, we have Ferdinand. The Minotaur sculpt there. Again, looking great. Love the black trench coat. Again, super epic to look at. The hugeness. I wish he was giant also. But oh well, we'll take it. He only does one really cool thing. He does it pretty well, though. He's got a trait that gives him power. Choose an adjacent friendly character. Roll a d6. Heal that character equal to half the result. So essentially, it's kind of like support because you're healing somebody, but it's not support because you don't have to make an attack roll and then roll to see how much you heal them. And like, I kind of feel like that's just what support should be. Don't you guys think that by now support should just be power action, roll a d6, heal an adjacent friendly character, half the result. Just like regen, but for a friendly ally, an adjacent ally, I think. I mean, and maybe still keep the thing, you know, where you can't use it if you were the target or adjacent to an opposing character because they wouldn't let you heal. But I think it should just do that. Anyway, 10 movement charge, 17 toughness, 3 damage. He can still be a decent attacker there. And Wonder Woman team ability with some super senses on the end makes him kind of annoying to finish off. And, you know, sidestep blades, close combat expert. You know, for freaking 30 points, he's pretty good. Good dial length and really cool healing power. And since support was actually benched, this guy's the only person that's going to be able to heal anybody pretty much in the whole set, I believe, other than, you know, some steel energy or whatever, but or some regen or something. But anyway, yeah, this guy having that cool support-like ability is really cool and still being a decent secondary attacker. I do like him a lot. Plus, like I said, awesome sculpt. Up next, we have Apollo, and this guy is one of the power uncommons of the set. This is one of those Superman kind of figures where if you get this guy and you don't get any really cool super rares or chases, I would definitely put him on a sealed team for sure. And we'll take a look at him now. He's got improved targeting for elevation and hindering. That's nuts. Improved targeting for hindering's good against like stealth and just so they don't get the +1 defense. But improved targeting for hindering is just so rare to see. You really don't expect to see it on anybody. So it really takes people by surprise when they're behind a huge, you know, chunk of elevation or, you know, they're not on the rim of it and you just shoot them anyway. It really takes people by surprise. 7 range is really good too. Sidestep. You know, I wish it was running shot, but I'll take it. It's still pretty good. 11 attack with penetrating blast for 4 damage with a prob. You know, great damage potential there. 18 with invulnerability. 18 defense his whole dial, in fact, is great. A lot of stealth, regen, and outwit there at the end gives him a lot of, you know, recoverability there. He gets hit, he can just regen back up. Some blades in the middle there for some close combat damage is really good. And then, you know, cosmic energy team ability is really great for that protected outwit and that willpower roll every turn. That's something to remember nowadays. We got willpower to roll for at the beginning of every turn. Potentially, this guy can go every turn if you get a few willpower rolls. Just really good, really solid, 100 points. You know, good damage potential, good support powers, really hard to take down all the way, really good improved targeting abilities, and for a nice cheap 100 points, I'll take it. Coming up next, we have Maxi Zeus. Pretty epic sculpt on this guy here, holding the lightning bolt and everything. Looks pretty awesome. Admittedly, though, I think I like his version from Batman the Animated Series better, just because I actually really like that one with its ability to, like, pop out the little gargoyle pogs that could shoot, and they were autonomous and everything. I think they even had enhancement or something. Anyway, that one was really cool. This one's not bad, though, at all, because this one can actually use leadership, and if he succeeds, he can generate a Minotaur. And Minotaur is one of my favorite generics in this set, just because they can charge through blocking, and they got some blades, and they're only 20 points, and they look awesome. 7 range, though, is pretty nice. Sidestep, penetrating blast, some barrier, and that leadership special. Only 45 points. Underworld team ability to carry people around. Really solid version of the guy. And yeah, I mean, maybe better than the other one. I just thought the other one was a lot of fun back then. But yeah, this is a really cool sculpt too. So he's pretty great, and I do like this guy. Moving right along, next we have Mary Shazam. The uncommon version. There is a super rare version of her that's really good, but I do like the uncommon a lot. Maybe almost as much as the super rare even. She starts off with a trait that gives her charge, and when she uses it this turn, she can use free, improved targeting, can make range attacks while adjacent, to make a range attack that deals 1 penetrating damage instead of normal damage. So that's just really cool to get a free extra attack for a free penetrating damage if you hit. She has Flurry, which is nice because she has traded charge. So you're going to have a charge Flurry there with 12 movement. That's a 6 movement charge, 3 range for that free attack there. Some flight, some 11 attack, 3 damage with Empower. You know, again, Empower enhancement, a lot better nowadays. Invulnerability, not bad. Then she gets some Sidestep, Quake, Super Senses, and then on to some Plasticity, Combat Reflexes, and Prob. The Plasticity is actually really nice. And don't forget, she has Charge this whole time. Charge Flurry, Charge Sidestep, Charge Plasticity is really good because you can actually get away and get out of a fight, or charge into somebody else that you want to kind of get locked up. And then you got some Prob there as well, and some Combat Reflexes. Makes it really hard to hit in the close combat. So yeah, really, really solid version of Mary. Again, only 100 points. So I put her in the same category as Apollo, as kind of like the power uncommon of the set. You know, you don't pull anything else good, but you got her or Apollo. Definitely would play one of them. Really, really solid figure for sure. Next up, we have Jason. And again, I know I'm saying this for the 3rd time here, but he's another power uncommon I definitely would consider playing. But this time, he's only 75 points. And we'll just take a quick look at his sculpt here because he does look pretty cool. I don't know if you guys have seen the new Mortal Kombat movie, but every time I look at this guy, it makes me think of a character in the Mortal Kombat movie. I won't spoil anything if you haven't seen it. It's a character that gets armor that looks just like his. It just makes me think of that movie. Anyway, taking a look at his card here. He's got traded super senses. He's got Wonder Woman team ability, which is going to give him essentially a 4 to 6 super senses roll for his whole dial. He's got cosmic energies. I always want to say power cosmic. Cosmic energies gives him protected outwit and willpower to keep going. And then a really solid dial. Invulnerability the whole time. 3 damage. Penetrating blast the whole time. Some running shot into some sidestep. 6 range, flight, not bad at all. 75 points. Super hard to hit. You can't outwit him. You can't outwit the 4 to 6 super senses or the invulnerability. He's just really, really well-rounded, really hard to hit, and can really hurt you back. So I actually really like this guy a lot. He did a lot of work in my sealed game, actually, on my team. So he's really good. Coming up next, we have Medusa. Some really cool gold armor on her as well. Those nice snakes in the hair there. Cool wings. You know, again, these sculpts, man, they look great. Moving on to her card, though. So she has a special attack power that says Incapacitate, but hit targets are given 2 action tokens instead of 1. You know, no more pushing damage. So I could see a lot more of this type of thing going forward, where you double incap something, double token them, to actually lock them down, because you're not going to be, you know, giving them a push damage for it. You're not going to be like giving them the free penetrating because they already have a token or anything anymore. But giving somebody 2 tokens is great, and having 4 range triple target with a 12 attack is nuts for only 40 points. You know, if she had some running shot there, that would be incredible. And then she takes a hit and she goes into some charge exploit weakness. So she's actually doing some real damage there. Again, really solid piece for 40 points. I just love that triple target double tokening incapacitate with a 12 attack. She's pretty crazy. Coming up next, we have Donna Troy, looking pretty cool there. Anyway, she's got a trait that gives her the ability to start with any Wonder Woman equipment equipped, and if she starts with the Wonder Woman bracelets, then she can get an additional +1 on her super sense rolls against range attacks. So pretty great, makes her super hard to hit. You know, already having the super senses on a 6 from that, at least getting that extra +1 is really nice. And then Titans Reborn trait, I like to see this trait make a return in this set. We saw this trait back in the Rebirth set. Basically, whenever she's given a move action, she can use a Titan's team ability as a free action, which is basically, you know, power, heal an adjacent Titan character a click, and then roll a d6 and potentially hurt this character for using it. But yeah, just being able to move and then use that is pretty nice. Pretty average stats and powers. I mean, just charge, quake, invuln, and power is really nice to see, though. For only 60 points, though, is really not bad. I do like the later half of her dial there with the super senses, with the Wonder Woman team ability, and then if you count having the bracelets, the back half of her dial is going to be really, really hard to hit from range. And she can still be dishing out a ton of damage with the close combat expert for an 11 attack, 4 damage. So yeah, I kind of just like her a little bit better after she takes a hit and gets to the back half. But, you know, charge, quake, invuln, and empower is not bad at all. Some flight, 4 range too as well, not bad. So yeah, pretty solid version of Donna Troy for sure. Next up, we have another uncommon prime. That's right, there's 2 uncommon primes in this set. We didn't have a common prime, so they just gave us 2 uncommon primes. I think that's pretty cool, because I feel like the common prime is always one everybody was like, oh, I just got a common prime, lame. Even though sometimes you'd get a common prime, you'd still get like a chase or something, so it was pretty nice. But, you know, hey, I'll take it. We get 2 uncommon primes in the place of a common prime. That's fine. Now, looking at this version of Donna Troy, though, 12 movement with charge. She doesn't have any range, but she has double target, 11 attack, quake, 3 damage. Movement destroys blocking is great. I love to see that. This one's only 50 points, so she's actually 10 points less. She still has Titans and Wonder Woman team ability, and she still has the same trait that she can start the game with any Wonder Woman equipment equipped. And if it's the bracelets, she gets an additional +1 against the range attacks. So again, you know, you love to see that. I just love that she actually starts with her special defense power there, giving her toughness and super senses. So just like I said on the regular Donna Troy dial, that I prefer if she had the super senses up front, this one gives me that, and I love that. You got the super senses, you got the +1 from the team ability, you got the additional +1 against range attacks from the bracelets, makes her super hard to hit. She does have some toughness if she does get hit. She also has another trait there. Each turn, the first friendly finalized attack roll of a 7 is a critical hit. That's insane. 7, I don't know if you guys know this, but 7 is the most average number you can roll with 2d6. So the first time you roll a 7, it's a critical hit. That means it's going to instantly hit. Even if you needed an 8 or a 9, it's a critical hit. It's going to do +1 damage. It's great. I love it. She just does so much. I mean, she's super hard to hit. She can go through blocking. She's a decent close attacker with the high charge range. And then, you know, that cool thing with the 7 being a critical hit the first time is really, really cool. For only 50 points, I really like this Donna Troy. It's just like a lot. She's so good. And I will be getting one soon. All right, and finishing us off for the uncommons here, we have Nemesis. He looks pretty cool. But yeah, anyway, I actually like this one a lot. He kind of reminded me of General Steel for a minute, but this one I think is just way better, considering all friendly sidekicks can use improved targeting hindering. That's insane. You know, if you have some of the sidekicks that have like outwit or, you know, like running shot or whatever, being able to see through hindering is going to be a huge bonus to a lot of sidekicks. He also has improved targeting hindering, which is nice. Leadership, but he's got the same thing that we saw earlier on Diana Prince, where you can use it and instead generate a DMA agent either adjacent or in a square of hindering within his range and line of fire. Again, really cool stuff you could do with that. And then I actually like his dial better too. Stealth, incap, nothing on defense except for the 6 on super senses there. But, you know, having super senses for the back half with some running shot penetrating blasts, you know, makes them still remain a threat. And then you have that cool leadership ability there. So he's pretty cool. I do like him a lot. He's only police and spy though. So that's probably his biggest drawback, is just lack of keywords. Not a whole lot you can do. I mean, there's a lot of good police characters, lots of good spy characters. You could throw him on a Spider-Man family team, I guess, with police. But yeah, I don't know, he's all right. I do like the police team ability on him as well, is nice, but he's not too bad. All right, that's gonna do it for this video. As always, make sure you guys let me know your thoughts and opinions on all the uncommon figures in the Wonder Woman set. I'd love to hear about it. And yeah, make sure you smash that like button if you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to click that subscribe button so you don't miss any future ones. And if you guys would like to help support the channel even more, there's links in the description for our Patreon. You can check that out. See your name here in the credits with all of our other awesome Patreon supporters. And that's going to do it for this episode. Thank you guys so much for watching. Until next time, this has been Heroclix Headquarters, signing off.